One FBI agent, 6 years undercover. One slip meant death. The razor's edge where Joe Pistone lived every day. He walked into the dark heart of the New York City Mafia in 1976. He did not come out for 6 long years. During that time, he was not Joe Pistone, an FBI agent, a wife, 3 daughters. He was Donnie Brasco, a jewel thief from Florida. To catch a gangster, you must become one. Joe Pistone could not just walk into a mob social club and introduce himself as an FBI agent. He needed a new identity. He needed a legend, a believable backstory that could withstand the intense scrutiny of paranoid and suspicious men. The FBI's best minds went to work. They created Donnie Brasco, a skilled and confident jewel thief. Brasco was an orphan. He had no family to ask about, no past to check. He grew up on the streets, learning the trade of stealing and fencing valuable gems. This story was his shield. Pistone spent months preparing, absorbing the identity until it was second nature. He attended classes on gems and diamonds at the Gemological Institute of America, able to spot a fake and price a stone in seconds. He learned the slang, the mannerisms, and the mindset of a career criminal. He memorized every detail, from the orphanage to the jails he supposedly knew, practicing until a single hesitation would never betray him. The transformation was physical. He grew his hair, a mustache, dressed the era. Leather, tight shirts, gold chains. He needed to look the part of a street-smart earner. He drove a Cadillac, a symbol in the world he was entering. Every detail projected independence, toughness, and most importantly, not a cop. His final test, sever ties. He told his wife, Maggie, and his 3 young daughters he was going away on a long, important undercover job. He could not say where or when he'd return. Contact would be almost non-existent. As he drove away, he was already becoming Donnie Brasco. The man who left would not be the man who returned 6 years later. That was 1970s New York, grit and danger. A perfect hunting ground for organized crime. The 5 families ran the city's underbelly. This was the world the FBI wanted to penetrate. They needed someone to go inside, someone who could talk the talk and live the life. He understood the streets. He knew the language and the codes of the wise guys. When the call came for a mission so secret, so dangerous it had never been tried, Pistone raised his hand. He knew the risks. He would disappear, leave his family and his identity behind, ready to become a ghost, a phantom living among killers, all in the name of the law. Operation Sunapple, simple in goal, complex in execution, put an agent deep inside the Mafia, deeper than anyone had gone. Earn the trust of made men, become one of them, witness crimes, and report back. No end date. It would run as long as he could survive. For 6 years, Joe Pistone walked a tightrope. One false step, vanish forever. Another unsolved mystery in the city's violent history. Donnie Brasco's journey began in the bars and social clubs of Manhattan and Brooklyn. Months of hanging around, listening, making small connections. In the Mafia, you must be invited, sponsored. Without a sponsor, you're a nobody, and nobodies get killed. The opportunity came in autumn, 1976. Donnie met Benjamin Lefty Ruggiero, a Bonanno soldier, a veteran killer, deep in gambling debt. Lefty saw a potential earner in the confident jewel thief. Their first meeting was tense, questions, watching every move. Donnie, calm, played it perfect. Donnie offered to help. Lefty had the connections. A partnership formed. Crucial first step. Lefty began to trust him, introducing Donnie to his crew. He's a friend of mine. In the code, those words were a shield. Lefty taught the rules, who to respect, who to fear, confiding like a father. He trusted Donnie completely. A bond the FBI hoped for, and a burden Pistone felt. Through Lefty, Donnie was welcomed into the Bonanno family. Powerful, secretive, led by ruthless Carmine Lilo Galante, deep in drug trafficking and extortion. They operated from nondescript clubs and back rooms, rituals, routines, morning coffee, planning scores, evenings at the club. There was always a wedding, a funeral, a christening, mandatory events where business was conducted and loyalty displayed. Donnie had to be there for all of it, becoming a familiar face, always ready to do what was asked. As a jewel thief, he brought scores, fenced goods, planned heists, but his most vital job was to listen and report. Each night he met FBI handlers, names, places, plans, conversations, recorded with a device hidden in his cowboy boots. Being made required Italian blood and a willingness to kill. Lefty and Capo Sonny Black were ready to propose Donnie, an FBI agent on the verge of being sworn in. The world he inhabited was built on violence, the final answer to any dispute. He could not flinch or show disgust. He heard murders discussed, saw beatings for minor infractions. Life was cheap. Loyalty was everything. 3 rival capos plotted a takeover, lured to a meeting and executed. Donnie wasn't there for the killings, but he was there after. He saw the killer's grim satisfaction and was even tasked to help move a body. He escaped with a clever excuse, a chilling reminder of the stakes. A visiting mobster thought he recognized Donnie. If remembered as FBI, he'd die on the spot. Donnie held his gaze, projected pure confidence, and the moment passed. The pressure was immense. He had to think, talk, and act like a criminal, playing the most dangerous role imaginable. While Donnie built a life in the Mafia, Joe Pistone's real life fell apart. He was a ghost to his family, missing birthdays, school plays, holidays. He saw them only a handful of times, in brief, secret FBI-arranged meetings. They were painful. His daughters grew up without him. Maggie lived in fear and isolation, lying to neighbors, carrying every burden. She had to be both mother and father. Their few calls were strained. He couldn't share details. She couldn't grasp the world he lived in. Their paths diverged. He was succeeding as an agent and failing as a husband and father, a voice on the phone, a memory, trapped by the mission. He could not quit. To pull out would waste years and could endanger his life and the lives of those who trusted him. After 5 years, Donnie was trusted and respected. Sonny Black brought him into the inner circle. Sonny informed Donnie he would be proposed for membership. He was going to be made. To be made, he had to do a piece of work: murder. The FBI could not allow that. Pistone delayed, but the clock was ticking. Tensions rose. The crew shifted to Florida, new gambling and loan sharking. Then came an order to kill a suspected informant, another undercover agent. The lines were too blurred. On July 26, 1981, Joe Pistone left to meet his crew and never returned. A few days later, the FBI told them the man they knew as Donnie Brasco was Special Agent Joe Pistone. Humiliation. Their trust. Downfall. Sonny Black was summoned and never returned. Lefty Ruggiero was marked for death, but FBI arrested him first. He'd once told Donnie, "If you're a rat, I'll die with you." The evidence was staggering. Over 200 indictments and more than 100 convictions nationwide. Operation Sunapple decimated the Bonanno leadership and shook the National Mafia Commission. The Mafia put a $500,000 contract on his life. He resigned from the FBI. His family lived under new identities, always looking over their shoulders. The operation changed the FBI. It proved deep, long-term infiltration was possible, shaping future operations against organized crime, cartels, and terror groups. Pistone testified, no longer Donnie the jewel thief, but Joe Pistone, the FBI agent, backed by years of recordings, sealing fates, a legend of bravery and profound sacrifice. Joe Pistone lost his name, his career, his freedom. The line between Joe and Donnie blurred forever. He lived a lie for 6 years to serve the truth. He literally wrote the book. His methods became a blueprint that still echoes through law enforcement and organized crime. Joe Pistone never returned to his real name. Donnie Brasco became the most successful undercover operation in FBI history. If this story kept you on the edge, subscribe for more true crime documentaries.